Lin Jarvis, Managing Director, Yamaha Motor Racing. Last year, Yamaha won everything. Can you see it being as successful this season?
Well, 2009 was probably the most successful season for Yamaha and racing for many, many years. We won not only in MotoGP everything, but also in other disciplines such as Superbike, also Supersport, Motocross. To be honest, it will be difficult to equal that this year because due to the economic conditions, we've had to cut back in some disciplines. But in MotoGP, I think we have a very good chance to do very similar, if not the same result as 2009.
Yamaha, like other multinational manufacturing corporations, had a bad business year in 2009. How does Yamaha justify continuing to run a MotoGP team in the current climate?
Yeah, as you said, anyway, 2009 was a very, very difficult year for many companies around the world, and Yamaha was not able to escape that situation. Business was tough, but obviously we have to go on. We have to look forward, and we have to plan to recover the business. And in this sense, MotoGP will be very useful because MotoGP for Yamaha is the one single global activity for brand image promotion. So I think to be successful in MotoGP will be very important flag-waving activity for recovering the business.
Has the global recession made it harder to find sponsors, even for a successful team?
I think there's no doubt that that's the case. I mean, there are many companies, as we've just said, that have had a difficult year. And that means it's difficult to find and to justify advertising budgets. We are very fortunate that we managed to retain all of our existing sponsors. All of our sponsors of 2009 have stayed with us, and even some new ones have joined. So we're fortunate, but there's no doubt it's tougher.
Can you tell us about the 2010 sponsors lineup of the Fiat Yamaha team?
Yeah, as I said, we are fortunate to keep all of our main sponsors from 2009 season. So obviously our title sponsor Fiat being the most important. We also have Petronas on board. We have Packard Bell. We also have Yamalube with us. And new sponsors for next year, we have also Yamaha Indonesia have joined us as an additional sponsor to promote their marketing in Indonesia, the most important market in the world for Yamaha. And also Iveco have joined us, and all of our technical sponsors have stayed with us. So we have a very, very good, very strong sponsor pool.
The Fiat Yamaha team has some new staff members, especially within Jorge's crew. Can you introduce them?
Yeah, we have two new members for this season in Jorge's crew. That is Wilco Zelenberg, who is the new team manager. Wilco has been with Yamaha for many years, an ex-GP racer and Supersport racer as well. Been with Yamaha for many years, and last year was managing the successful World Championship winning team in the Supersport class. And he will also be joined by Davide Marelli, who is the new data analyst for Jorge's crew. And we think we have a very strong crew on Jorge's side, and also the very strong World Championship crew on Valentino's side. Everybody stays with us.
Is Yamaha still supportive of the current new engine rules, or would you like to see them changed in some way?
Well, these new engine rules have been introduced, of course, after much discussion between the MSMA and Dorna. So at this moment, of course, Yamaha as MSMA member supports those rules. It will be interesting to see how this season goes, though, because with only 6 engines and you have to run the whole season, it will require tactics not only for the rider, not only for the team, but also especially for the engine management way, how to run the season with 6 engines. Of course, we have to see how it goes. We have to see how this season pans out to see whether adjustments will be needed or not for the future. And in 2012, they're planning to change the capacity, and that will also bring on a whole new set of rules.
Will Yamaha be supplying the same package to all of its riders this year?
Well, we have 4 riders in our program next year, 2 in the Tech 3 team, and obviously the 2 riders in the Fiat Yamaha team. The bikes fundamentally are the same or very, very similar. I would say the performance capacity is almost identical. But as is normal, the factory team will always get the latest developments and the latest evolution. So the bikes will not be identical, but they'll be extremely close in performance.
How do you plan to manage the competition within Yamaha this season, with Valentino and Jorge, but also Ben Spies?
Should be very, very interesting, I think. Same as last year was interesting. I think the battle between the teammates of Jorge and Vale last year was one of the fascinations of the MotoGP season in '09. I think it will be very similar in 2010. Obviously, they will start the season straight away at the first race, knowing that they are two of the main candidates for the title. I believe we will manage it by the maturity of the riders. We have luckily two very intelligent, very mature riders, very professional, and I believe that they will handle the situation as well as they did in 2009. With regards to Ben coming on board, I think Ben will be in the top group, but I think I expect the top four will be one step ahead, so I fear more the competition from Pedrosa or Stoner.
What are you expecting from rookie Ben Spies in 2010?
Ben has a learning year really ahead of him. Of course, he's now over 2 different seasons done a few GP races already. So I think he's ready to enter into this class. But being ready or being ready to win are 2 different things. And so Ben will have a year to learn everything about the MotoGP world. There will be no pressure on him, certainly not from Yamaha's side. I think you'll see some exciting races. There's no doubt that he has the capacity to fight even for the podium, but basically step by step a learning year.
How much of a plan is in place for him? Could you envisage him moving to the factory team at the end of this season?
Ben has a 2-year contract with Yamaha, so eventually 2011 season is not yet determined which team, which program he will be in. Let's see, because this year in 2010, one of the main issues I think in the sport will be the contractual negotiations for all of the 4 top riders, because Vale and Jorge, both of them, their contract expires at the end of 2010, and it's the same for Casey Stoner and Dani Pedrosa. So nobody knows what will happen exactly in the 2011 planning. Our ideal vision at the moment would be to retain Vale and Jorge in the factory team, and obviously keep Ben in Tech 3, but let's see how the season evolves.
Last year, Valentino said that he didn't see him and Lorenzo remaining in the same team beyond next year.